Hey guys, let's talk about Sterek. Now, I've already talked about the egregious mess that they made of Derek Hale. Talk about wasted potential. The show had so much going for it, and then pretty epically, too. It doesn't help that they actually lost one of the best characters on the show because they just couldn't treat a person with basic dignity. So, what's up with Sterek? What is it? Why does it matter? Well, Teen Wolf actually started out with hope. We started out with a world of equality, without racism, sexism, or homophobia. That was showrunner Jeff Davis's goal from day one. So there was hope. There was hope of representation. And then there wasn't. But who is Sterek? Why does it matter that it was crushed under the boot heels of executives and the victim of ill-informed slander? Fans were, and still are, harassed and verbally assaulted and abused. You see, Sterek is the result of undeniable chemistry between the characters of Derek Hale and Stiles Stilinski. They're played by Tyler Hoechlin and Dylan O'Brien. Stiles in the beginning was the witty sidekick character. He was the Robin to Scott's Batman. But he eventually stole the entire show in the first season and became a giant star. He wasn't Robin anymore. He became Batman. No. Better, he became Nightwing. Because he came out from underneath the shadow of Scott and became his own independent person. We really have Dylan O'Brien to thank for that. We cared about Stiles more than we cared about Scott. Because he was more human. Well, I mean, yeah, he was human. But the point is, he was flawed. Unlike Scott, who never seemed to be able to do wrong. Stiles actually struggled with his morality. Unlike Scott, who just saw the world as black and white. Stiles, like the rest of us, lived in those moments, lived in those shades of gray. Derek was dark, mysterious, and damaged. But we soon learned that he was smart. And he better understood how the world worked in a way that Scott and Stiles just didn't. His experiences helped shape him as a person. He understood suffering, but he emerged from that anger and that trauma to become a better person. He learned that in order to move forward, he needed to let go of that anger that held him back. Sterek balanced each other. Both were playful, both were witty. One was light, one was dark. They both understood loss, and they went from hateful enemies to close friends. Someone that they knew had their back, someone they knew would defend them, protect them. Someone that they could hold on to. But are they gay? It doesn't matter. Sexuality is fluid. The default is not straight. Purely based on the information given in the show, we could probably make the argument that Stiles is bi. Yes, he likes girls, but that doesn't make you straight. When asked, Stiles' response was,
So you also like boys?
Absolutely. Do you?
That's a moment of clarity. In that moment, he actually thought, and he went, huh. So why introduce this aspect of Stiles' personality if we never get to explore it? Instead, we get jokes. And we get lots of jokes.
Wait, Scott! You didn't... Am I attractive to gay guys? You didn't answer my question.
Well, Dad, there's a conversation that we...
You're not gay.
Well, I could be.
Not dressed like that.
Hey, your ass is fine. One more question.
What?
Do you find me attractive?
And I also gotta say, this newfound heroism is making me very attracted to you.
Shut up.
No, seriously. Do you want to just try making out for a sec? Just to see how it feels.
It almost feels like making light of the queer community. The gay joke is so old. It's so old and not funny. Throughout the entire series, it's hinted that Styles may not be entirely straight. Like, genuinely wanting to know if he's attracted to gay guys. That is not behavior exhibited by straight men generally. And he honestly seems disappointed when it turns out that Danny's actually joking about having sex with him to save his life. But why is gay seen as funny? Why is it always the quirky sidekick? A side character without depth. One that disappears without comment or question, like they never existed. Queer romance is never at the forefront, unlike straight romance that is so oversaturated and boring. Queerbaiting has become a real problem in modern pop culture. Writers and directors and actors are all hinting and teasing. Why? Because it's those minority viewers that boost the numbers. It's that hope that perhaps they will really do it. That we will finally see a representation of us on screen. That keeps us coming back. Only, it never pays off. Instead, we're left the victims of extortion. Worse off, we're made to feel like it's our own fault. Is it really too much to ask for healthy LGBT representation? One that doesn't end in tragedy or isn't a complete joke? We've never seen Derek outside of an unhealthy or abusive relationship. And he could have had that with Styles. We watched the slow development of the relationship over 4 seasons. One where they slowly learned to trust each other. Derek dislikes being touched, but he slowly allows Styles to, and goes to him for advice. Derek is a character that is often abused throughout the entire show. He's often used by the other characters. It's often a major plot point. And Styles only does that once. And he learns from his mistake. And he never does it again. In fact, Styles is consistently concerned with Derek's well-being. As is Derek with Styles. Styles held Derek up in a swimming pool for 2 hours. And he could have left him at any moment and saved his own life. Derek turned his back on danger, an instinct ingrained in him never to do, just to ensure that Styles was okay, to make sure he got to safety. Just like his first concern when paralyzed in the sheriff's office is getting Styles to safety. And then Styles has that moment of absolute horror when he finds Derek unconscious in the elevator. And even amidst all of the chaos, he still returns to help and save Derek. Styles and Derek learn to be vulnerable with each other. We watch them soften. We have that moment of Styles in the beginning of the show punching Derek quite fiercely in the face to wake him up. To this moment.
Derek, come on!
That's progress. They become important to each other. Derek is the king on Styles' chessboard. And Derek runs himself absolutely ragged, long sleepless nights trying to hunt Styles down when he's possessed by the Nogitsune. Styles is Derek's anchor, always willing to throw themselves into the line of fire to protect the other. Derek, newly human, literally uses himself as a shield to protect Styles. And Styles risks his life and career to go in to specifically save Derek. Even after separation, they're still drawn to one another. So why? Why in the end are we cheated? in an unhealthy hetero relationship that promotes stalker behavior, and the message that if you wear them down, you get what you want. Why are we given a negative message when we could have watched the slow evolution of a truly healthy and real relationship? One that was built from the ground up. Sterek could have made a difference. Instead, it's just more wasted potential. So that's it for this episode of Wasted Potential. I would really love to hear from you, so don't forget to comment. And also drop a like and subscribe to my channel.